it's Carolyn, the contest queen, and it's another sweepstakes Q&A. Normally I do these on a Monday, but it was a holiday for most of you yesterday. So here we are on a Tuesday, the last day of the month, which is actually really important if you're entering sweepstakes, because a lot of companies love to end their sweepstakes on a number day. So it'd be like the 15th or the last day of the month, which of course is today, or a Friday or a Sunday. So if you read rules frequently, you'll see there's patterns in when companies end sweepstakes so that there's ease of drawing. So for example, you finish on a Sunday, staff is back in the office on Monday, time to do the drawings. Or on the 15th, because it's the middle of the month, or they like the last day of the month. So the big month that things really wrap up is December 31st, because it's year end, it's month end, and it's the end of the sweepstakes season, or the 31 days of giveaways, because a lot of companies do 12 days of giveaways, 24 days of giveaways, and some do the whole month. So December 31st is almost the biggest last day of the month to wrap up all your sweepstakes. So we have some questions that were sent in advance, and Paul sent in I don't know how many questions are in here. So I wanted to just start with the his questions. So why is it that, and I didn't read these in advance, so it's almost like a blind react. I see them on TikTok all the time. People blind react. Well, this is a blind react. Ooh, Caroline says, just informed this morning that I won a mini oven and air fryer. Oh, congratulations. We actually had to buy ours at Costco. And it's fabulous, by the way. You're going to love it. Okay, so Paul writes, so I'll start with his first questions because I see there's a bunch in here. Why is it that most of the sweepstakes with numerous prizes are either alcohol or cigarette sweeps, which I don't like to endorse, but like winning prizes? Well, the reason a lot of alcohol, especially and cigarette companies, love to do sweepstakes is because they're really limited in their marketing activities. They're not allowed to do certain types of advertising. So they have to get creative in how can we promote our products. And that's what they're in. They're a business that needs to sell product. Just bottom line it. Not whether I agree with the product or use the product or whatever, just bottom line it from a business perspective. And of course, if you are a business person and you are limited in the types of advertising that you are legally allowed to do, you are going to lean to the ones that you are allowed to do, which in this case is sweepstakes. And then even then, for example, alcohol companies, I believe California, alcohol companies aren't allowed to host sweepstakes, but they are in other states. Hold on, a little water. So they are in other states. So it depends on where you are, depends on what's open to you. So if you look at it from a corporate perspective, it makes sense that those companies would host sweepstakes with a lot of prizes because that they can't spend it on certain types of advertising. So they take that bigger budget and put it on a sweepstakes. So you have to decide in yourself whether you want to, enter those. And you know what? There are tons of giveaways. I mean, companies spend billions of dollars, not one company, but overall, there's billions of dollars spent every year on sweepstakes. So the companies, from advertising to fulfillment to promotion to the actual prizes themselves, it's billions of dollars. There's lots of other prizes to win. So if you personally are uncomfortable entering alcohol or cigarette contests, then just don't enter. Go enter something else. There's so many other things to win. If you put your energy towards those other prizes, you're going to attract them in. For example, I think I spoke about this in my last live. There was one woman who won my one-on-one. By the way, it starts again tomorrow. I do it every month. And she spent an entire evening every week entering Instagram sweepstakes and never won. I said, so stop, just stop. She goes, but there's so many prizes. I'm like, doesn't matter. You are wasting your energy. You are personally not winning tons on Instagram like other people are. So don't waste your energy there. Where are you winning? And if you're tracking your sweepstakes, you'll say, oh, I do really well on Twitter, or I really do well on single entry sweepstakes, or I do really well on my local radio stations, or whatever it is for you. Then double down and put your energy there, or try something new. You know, if you've never really entered, say, a cooking contest, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to start to massage that creativity muscle. I'm going to start to enter those. I might not win right off the bat. I'm going to start trying those and seeing if it's something else I can do. So you can start to shuffle your hobby around. Okay, now let's go back to, oh, Ivy. After 6 purchases and 80 essays, those essays will be no purchase entry options. Holy cramoly. The Jameson contest prepaid gift card. Congratulations. Oh my God. That must have felt so good when they contacted you and let you know you won, because you put a lot of energy into that one. Caroline says, I know of people who refuse to spend any money entering competitions. There's plenty of other ways to enter competitions. Yes. So I say you need to weigh the value of the spend versus the value of the no purchase entry option. So for example, a few months ago, there was a chocolate bar company in where I live hosting a giveaway. And for every receipt that you submitted, you got an entry. And the chocolate bars at the dollar store, because they're not $1, they're 88 cents where I live. And then a stamp. Now that doesn't include the envelope or the return address if it's a return a self-addressed stamped envelope or the 3x5 card or nothing. Just the stamp is $1 plus tax where I live. So it's a no-brainer. I buy the chocolate bars. I have the chocolate to enjoy. Not great for my waistline, but that's a whole other topic. And it's cheaper for me to do that. And if I go into the store and I buy one chocolate bar at a time, so I go to the self-checkout, I end up with, say, 5 receipts if I bought 5 chocolate bars. So now I have 5 entries, all the chocolate, and it costs me less than the no purchase entry option. But if it's a fairly expensive product, say a bottle of liquor that might be, $50 to $100, depending on the alcohol, then if it happens to be something you normally drink, you might buy 1 bottle and then mail in the rest of the no purchase entries. So you need to weigh the cost of the purchase versus the cost of the entry. And also, how much time are you going to spend on that essay if they require an essay? Now, clearly for Ivy, it was $1,000. Absolutely worth your time. But you have to do that. Okay, so let's see. What else was Paul wanting to know? Okay, I'm curious if also in Canada you have to be a smoker to enter their promotions. It depends on the rules. I have seen some rules say yes, and some rules do not indicate that. So again, my number 1 tip is always read the rules. This is exactly why, because you don't know until you read those rules what the requirements are. So the things you're looking for when you read the official rules, if you're going to skim them, and be careful, because one time I really skimmed them and I ended up sumo wrestling someone. You can Google that. The whole story is actually it's in my books. But I learned my lesson. Don't skim. So you're going to look for who's it open to. Eligibility. That's the first thing you're looking for. So is it open to residents in the United States? Now, also, if you're in the United States, you have to be careful, because does it include Hawaii and Alaska? And if you're in one of those states, sometimes, if the product, say, it's for a fridge and it's heavy and shipping's expensive, they exclude Alaska and Hawaii, not for any particular government regulations, just because they don't want to pay the shipping to Alaska or Hawaii. So they automatically exclude the prize. Now, if it's a gift card, say for $1,000, they don't care. They'll just pop it in the post, track it, or FedEx, and it's not expensive. So you have to read the rule. Then some states like Florida, New York, and Rhode Island have specific rules. So you'll see them excluded sometimes. And then again, I spoke of the alcohol ones. California tends to be excluded. So you have to really read the rules to see if where you live is eligible to enter. And in Canada, Quebec's excluded a lot. I just did a TikTok on that today because I had someone comment. There are 3 aggregates on my website for Quebec contests. So that if you live in Quebec and are watching, please go check out my website. There is a site for you. You'll find mainly local giveaways and national giveaways that you are eligible to enter. Some companies, if they do one promotion and exclude Quebec, they will hold a separate Quebec only sweepstakes. So there's some out there that are just for Quebec. And the reason the companies do that is the fees on the prizes. So for example, because I do what they call régie filings. So when a company wants to have a sweepstakes open to Quebec, and by the way, most of the ones that I run with clients are open to Quebec, so I actually have to do all the paperwork. So the one I ran in the spring was open to Quebec. Cross your fingers. I will be running one again this summer, and it will be open to Quebec. So what I have to do is I have to fill out this paperwork, and I state the value of the prizes for the whole giveaway. And then the fee we have to pay the Quebec government is 3% of the value of the prizes. So if they're giving away $1 million in prizes, they would have to send a 3% fee to the Quebec government for the value of all those prizes. And if it's really that high, they would get, the Quebec government also wants special paperwork from, say, the bank or like a hold or something to secure the funds for the prizes, to guarantee that they're giving away all the prizes. It's extremely expensive for some companies. So what they'll do is if they're holding a huge promotion, I believe Circle K is doing this right now in Canada, they will hold their big promotion, exclude Quebec, and then they'll hold a smaller separate promotion just for Quebec. So the fees and the requirements are much more affordable because you're not giving 3% on the total value of all the prizes for all of Canada. Now you're only paying 3% for the value of the prizes just in Quebec. And now my little brain is telling me that it might not be 3% when you do just a Quebec contest. It might be 5 or 10%. Anyway, they have to pay a fee based on the value of the prizes. So that's why sometimes you'll see them split. I feel like I'm teaching sweepstakes class right now. Okay, so let me go back and answer some questions on that. Oh, congratulations, $500 gas card. Beverly, that is a tank of gas. Oh my God, the price of gas. Holy cramoly. Yes, Bill says, I hate it when except New York and Florida since I live in Florida. But that's okay because then you'll find Florida only sweepstakes and then you can enter those. Oh, here's a good question. It's kind of off the topic, but Lana says, what do you think of people who have more than one Instagram account so that they can tag still when put in jail over tagging on their main account? I don't mind it, and I'll tell you why. Because they are not entering that sweepstakes more than once. So say, for example, Procter & Gamble's hosting a giveaway, and they're over here tagging, and they get jailed, and they're like, then they go to their other account, and they're entering a different sweepstakes. They're not double tagging on the same original sweepstakes. And what's really bad for them is, depending on the jail, if they win on the other one, but they can't respond to their messages, or they don't see any of their DMs, or and they can't respond to any of that, they're kind of stuck because they might lose the prize. So it's just better to stay out of jail and not have a second account, because you could actually screw yourself out of winning by tagging so quickly. I tag usually 5 to 10 people, and I go pretty quick on my phone. I've never been in, well, maybe, no, that's not true. Maybe it was years ago, but I can't even remember the last time I was in Instagram jail. I think I was locked out once. a long time ago. I haven't been locked out since. So, and then if I try to enter one, if I'm on my computer and I'm doing a little bit of work and I'll see one and I try to enter tag at the same speed on my computer, after about 4, it won't let me tag. But if I then go, and I open my phone and I go to the same post and I go to tag the rest of the, the people that I have on my little list, it's no problem. So there's really a big difference between the mobile and the computer. So if you're going to enter Instagram, just stick to your phone or your tablet. And don't tag, 1,000 people. I mean, the prize, really? I don't know. That's just me. Okay, so let me see that. Oh, so you're saying you have gas. Yeah, no, it's not me. It's Beverly. I'd be happy to have some gas. Oh, my goodness. Lots of Canadian contests for Ontario only. I'm in Manitoba. We definitely have less contests. Yes. However, depends on where you are. If you're in the Winnipeg area, make sure you check all your local media and try to find your local businesses because you will find sweepstakes there. Because one of the people that was sometimes coming to our club meetings lived in Manitoba, and she was winning. So you have to just stay on top of it. Wow. Here's a good tip. Michael says, I use my rewards point Stop and Shop for gas and get 70 cents off per gallon. Holy cramoly, that's a lot. That's another way to combine your hobby with saving. For example, I have something similar. There's a gas station hosting a giveaway. So when you fill up and use your points card, you're in the draw. And then if you buy chocolate, they're having you get a bonus 500 points. And then you're also in a draw for money. And then when they were doing the chocolate bar contest, which is stopped now, I call it contest stacking, right? You go in for this, and then there's another giveaway. And then there was a third giveaway where for the chocolate bars, if I showed the receipt, I was in to win a trip. I didn't win that one, and it's over. But the other one's still on, so I'm still going to go back. But yeah, it's good to use your reward points. And also sometimes those companies will have exclusive giveaways just for their rewards members. So make sure you check your emails when they come in from your rewards clubs, because you'd be amazed at how many times there's exclusive giveaways. Yeah, I've wondered why most giveaways weren't open to Quebec. I did do a TikTok on that and shared it on my stories on Facebook and Instagram. It's because the laws in Quebec, and it's going to be the same for New York and Rhode Island and Florida, because the sweepstakes. So first of all, there's federal promotional law, and then there's provincial and state laws that pertain to specific states. So generally, you can have it open to everybody. But in Quebec, because they charge, it's called the Régie d'Alcool du. Oh my God, I'm going to butcher it. Actually, where's the paperwork? I just filed it for. Look at the legal paperwork I have to file. It's the Régie d'Alcool de Course et de Jeu. Oh my God, my mom. Till I was 3, I only spoke French, and then I started making little friends and spoke only English. And then my mom stopped. My mom speaks 7 languages. I speak 1. I was bilingual until I was like, I guess I was unilingual because I only spoke French, and then I made little friends and I stopped speaking French, started speaking English. And I would butcher this, and yeah, she would be mortified to hear my French. So anyway, so yeah, you have to file with that group. So you file that you're hosting the contest and send them the fee. And then when the contest is over, you have to send them a report with all the winners. And they sometimes check up on them to make sure that they got their prizes. So it has to be very accurate information. And I have to make sure that if I'm running a contest that's open to Quebec, that I collect certain data. Because sometimes you just need, the winner's name and email if you're emailing them a gift card, for example, depending on what the prize is. But if I'm opening it up to Quebec, I have to get their address, their phone number, and their email too, because I have to put that in the report. So you're like, why do you need all this stuff for for a contest that's going to email me something, if the rules stated that it was open to Quebec, I have to fill all that data in the form. So that's why it might seem like overkill on information, but it's for the government reporting. See, all the things you never knew about sweepstakes. Oh, Ivy said she's still able to DM when in jail. That's good, because at one time you weren't. So they must have updated. Well, because these programs are always updating at the time, right? At one point, you weren't able to get messages. So very good. I'm glad they fixed that. Thanks for letting me know. That's the other problem. I teach these different platforms and everything's updating so quickly. And who's noticed a huge Instagram change? I'm really not a fan. But you're going to probably see more video-based contests on Instagram, or at least promotions for giveaways that are video-based to fill the new format of Instagram, where they've changed it. So so they've changed that. So like I said, they're always changing. So anything that I might have been teaching even a month ago, I say this and you go, oh no, that's changed. Okay, now we know the new thing. That's the kind of what I do like about this hobby, is that it's changing so rapidly, keeps us on our toes, always something interesting to learn. That's the other reason I love going to the sweepstakes convention. I have never been to a sweepstakes convention that I didn't learn something new. That and hugging all my friends. Oh my God, it was so fun. I'm so excited. It's less than 6 weeks away. I think it's 5 weeks away now. Make sure if you're going, come and find me. Okay, so Lana said, oh, I did put her message up. I now enter local in Canada only for the most part. Have you won many international contests? Yeah, see, I don't enter them just for that reason, because the competition's too big and I have such limited time, and I do really well with the locals. I do best with locals. And then second best with provincial, third best with national. But when I say national, I love the pin code contests. They're my favorites. I'm very sad. This year I don't know what's going on with my energy. I have zero desire to go pin code hunting. So I'm only going out like 1-2 days a week, when I used to be up like every day. I was like hardcore on it. But I think it's because the flow through on the pins was so slow this year. It's really hard to find anything. I'm tired. I'm going to blame Mercury retrograde on that one. And, why not? And I haven't heard. Pepsi started mid-June last year. That's the one I really like. And Canada Dry, but the codes are hard to find. So we'll just see what happens with that. But I'm only going out. Normally it's 5 days a week, and I've only been doing 2 to 3 days a week this year. And I'm only looking for a couple of things. That's the other thing. Years I used to go out, I'd come back. It was like Halloween. I'd come back with my little bag and it was packed with codes. I was looking for 8 or 9 different things. Now I'm looking for 1 or 2. And it really has taken the steam out of it for me. But let's see. Okay, we're going to answer some more questions, and then I'm going to go back to Paul's. If you don't win with a receipt, would it be okay for someone else to use the same receipt? No, because I believe you have. Okay. So there's 2 receipt questions. The first one came in my head was a survey at the bottom. So it's got usually a code and you can't do it again. And no, they check, because sometimes when I was doing it with the receipts, I was entering myself and George. I would do one on him and one on me because I had so many, and I want to make sure I got them all in before the end. And then some days I got mixed up and I'm like, oh, I forgot to put that one in the box. Did I take a picture of that one already? I don't remember. So I would send it in again just to be sure, and it would come back and it would say duplicate. I don't know if it was duplicate for him or duplicate for me. So no, you can't. If you've used a receipt, it's done. That's the other reason you want to split up the purchases. So this is where self-checkout is a savior, because you don't want to bother the poor cashier. You can stand there and buy one at a time. Should have seen my bank statement. It was so funny because it's like 90 something cents because there's tax, and there's like a line of them, My poor accountant, he's going to be like, what the heck did you do? Okay, let's see. Oh, goodness. We have a lot of comments. Okay. Watching as well. Oh, Denise asked, because Ruth asked the same question. It's on here. It's after Paul's stuff. She wants to find TikTok contests. So first of all, I'm going to give myself a shameless plug. I actually have a TikTok masterclass. You can go find it on my calendar, and I walk you through the steps. But basically, follow me on Twitter. Every time I find a TikTok giveaway, I tweet it out. So follow me on Twitter, scan my feed. I try and say who it's eligible for. If it's big enough, your regular sweepstakes aggregates should have them posted. Sometimes they're dual platform where you can enter in one spot and also enter on TikTok. I've seen them where they're Instagram and TikTok together. So you get one entry for Instagram, one entry for TikTok. So keep your eye out for that. And also, you just watch TikTok and follow your sweepstakes friends on TikTok, just like your other social media platforms, and they'll tag you or they'll share with you an entry. So, yeah, that's with the change. I see no more reels now on Insta. Gulf Freeze, anyone here from the US? Actually, we have people from all over the world because Caroline is in Australia. This is a global hobby. It's actually all over the world. The only aggregate that I know that's global is Contest Chest. And then some countries have, some countries have aggregates just for them, just like Canada, just like the US, the UK, and Australia are ones that I know of. For sure, but I'm sure other countries have them too. So yeah, it's a global hobby, which is kind of cool. Oh, Caroline, yeah, panicked when I read Elon Musk might have taken over Twitter. No idea what he may have done with social media competitions on that forum. Yeah, I've learned not to panic until something happens, because what's going to happen is you panic over something over here, and then it doesn't happen, and then this thing happens over here, and you never even thought of it. So I just wait to see what shows up. Right? There's no, because and then this is not just for sweepstakes, but for life. Most of the stuff you worry about doesn't happen, and the stuff that happens you've never even worried about. So just go with it. Yeah, Rockstar is good too, and it's similar to Pepsi, same company. Yeah, and there's actually a Coke one that started. But I bought some Coke to scan the code, and for the life of me, I couldn't get it to scan. So I finally gave up and started using their no purchase entry option. I'm like, really? I spent like probably an hour trying to scan a code 50 ways to Sunday, and I couldn't get it to work. I thought, well, I don't care. I bought the code. I supported the sponsor. I bought some product, enough. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh my goodness, so many questions. Let me go back to Paul. Let me finish the ones that were sent in, and then we'll go back. I can scroll back. Okay. Also, are surveys ever a good idea to fill out? I have found often you say you'll get, for example, $100, and you see where you have to go pay shipping and get a prize, not cash. Okay. So the surveys on the bottom of their seats tend to be good, because they are going to give you a $1,000 gift card, a $500 gift card, a $200 gift card, whatever, to their store, right? So, you'll see them at the bottom of, Home Depot, Walmart, your favorite grocery store. You'll see them, and what you're going to win is a $1,000 Walmart card, a $500 Home Depot card, etc. You won't pay for shipping on that. They'll just either email you an e-card, or they'll actually physically ship you a card or a bunch of cards. So you never have to pay shipping for those. If you read the rules and you where you have to pay shipping to get a prize, no. Do not enter those. This is where it's really important to read the terms and conditions of those giveaways. Also, so that again, terms and conditions, you should never have to pay for a prize. Also, I'd like to win prizes for family members and was wondering how to tell if some promotions allow it and others don't. No, you can enter family members. Recommend, 1, you tell them you're doing it on their behalf. 2, they have an email address separate just for entering sweepstakes. And then follow the rules. So if it says, for example, you see the rules and it says 1 entry per person per day. So if I see that and I really like the prize, I will enter myself and I will enter George. And he knows that I enter him to sweepstakes. So if he gets a random phone call that says, hey, you won a prize, he gets excited because he knows I've been up to something. Right? So he's not shocked when someone says, hey, I'm calling from such and such a place. You won a XYZ. He doesn't immediately go scam because, hello, we're living together. He's living with the contest queen. This isn't a surprise phone call for him in that sense. So let them know, because one time, one point when I wasn't as busy, I was entering my sister and she got a call. She won a trip to Greece. So the guy phoned her up and said, you won a trip to Greece. And at first she thought this is a scam. And then she's like, no, wait a minute. My sister must have entered me. And yeah, she took a girlfriend and they went off to Greece and she had an amazing time. So make sure that they know you're doing it and they have a separate email address. So for George, I set him up. We were dating for about 3 weeks because I had put out to the universe, I need someone that can, live with this. I call it the good crazies, right? And I thought, okay, because I do all these contests. It's kind of weird. Then we go off on dates and do things. And I'm out code hunting early in the morning. And let's face it, sweepstaking is a weird and wonderful hobby. So we were dating for about 3 weeks and he said, so when are you going to start to win me stuff? And I'm like, you're the guy for me. So the whole date was spent in my office on the computer, and we were setting him up an email address and then going to sweepstakes and looking at them and what do you want to win? And let's put you in this. So it's a lot of fun. When you're doing it. So yeah, as long as you follow the rules, you can enter other people. So if it says 1 entry per person per day, then you can enter them as long as you're not cheating. That's what the sponsors care about. If you follow the rules, you're fine, and you have to let them know because you don't want them to disqualify. And if you're entering them because you expect them to share the prize. So for example, you're entering your brother and you say to him, hey, I'm entering us into trips for 4. I expect you to take me and my wife. You set that expectation out ahead of time because otherwise they could win it and they go, oh, great, we're going to take our kids. And you're like, hello, I did all the work. I won you the prize. And they're like, no, I won it. So make sure if you're entering any prizes with the expectation of sharing, then let them know in advance. So my sister didn't take me to Greece, but I didn't set that expectation with her. And actually, I wasn't even in a position to go anyway. Like I didn't say anything to her because I couldn't have gone even if I'd wanted to. And I had been entering her hoping she would just win something that she could enjoy. And she did. And I was happy. And I just told her, bring me back a souvenir. And she did. And I still have it to this day. It's hanging on my wall in the office. So, you have to be clear if you're entering friends. Okay. Also, okay. I really miss the days of old waiting for the UPS truck and seeing them come to the door with my certified letter. Yeah, it used to be a lot of mail notifications. And I think it's primarily, depending on the prize, primarily emails now. And then I would say secondarily phone calls. I like that fewer people entered because you had to pay postage and many didn't want to do that. Yeah, when it was the good old days of mail-in. But you know what's interesting? If you watch the movie, The Prize Winner of Defiance, Ohio, and the subtitle to that book is How I Raised 10 Kids, How to Raise 10 Kids on 25 Words or Less. So those were by legal definition contests. So they were contests. And then in that movie, they're at a club meeting and one of the women holds up an entry blank and says, look, these are sweepstakes. And the contesters didn't like it that the sweepers were starting because it was easier to win a sweepstakes. More people would enter a sweepstakes than a contest because contests took skill and wit and time. Like, those women were so brilliant. And they didn't like that it went from contest to sweepstakes. And then people didn't like it went from sweepstakes mail-in to online. But it's always a business decision. It costs less to run a sweepstakes than a contest. It costs less to run an online promotion than a mail-in. It's they, you know, and now they're getting more bang for their buck on social versus, you know, it depends on actually what their marketing goals are. But that's why it keeps shifting, because they're like, where are we getting the most value for our marketing dollar? It's nothing against the hobby. It's nothing against the sweepers, the entrants. It's where are we reaching our target market? But I have to agree with them because I came in at the end of it. I entered for about 4 years of mail-ins before they petered right off. It was a lot more fun entering and knowing you wouldn't miss an email to lose a prize. You can set up alerts on your emails for keywords. Tip. What do you see happening in the future with sweeping? I have no idea. I didn't see TikTok coming. And what recommendations do you have? Stay on top of all social media and any new platforms that come out. So that's it. Okay, so that's Paul. Oh, okay, Stephanie, this is the last question from here, and then we're going to go back through all the ones that people have been commenting that I've totally missed. Oh, yeah, and I give away stuff. Oh, my goodness. I'm so behind. So you can win a book. There's others. You have other choices. You can read it in the description, or I think, and Facebook, the description's above, and on YouTube, the description's below. And then I have all my little fairy things here. I'm going to show. Let's see. I was doing some today. So, and I'm behind on my drawings, by the way, just because I've been super busy. I haven't forgotten. It's on my to-do list. Oh, my goodness, right? So I have little fairy necklaces. They're so cute. So, oh, my goodness, this one's all tangled. Okay, so this is fairy dust. And it's got a wee little fairy here. She's all turned around. Oh, I have the necklace backwards. That's why. So there's a little wee fairy and some fairy dust. And then I know not everybody wants a necklace. So, of course, I made other things. I made keychains with little claws and the fairies. Oh, this one they got spun through. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So, again, a little keychain. How cute, right? And then I did that little poem. Where's the poem? The poem is really cute. It says, I can't remember. Okay, it says, fairy prize dust. Hold the bottle and close your eyes. Ask the fairies to materialize. Then make a wish for a prize that's dear. Then before you know it, a win will appear. So I've been giving away these two to people. Okay, so Stephanie says, and I think Ivy just made a comment here. It says, what if you don't get a prize? It's been a long while. I won an iPhone 13 in December and I still haven't received it. Okay, so I wrote a blog post a while ago called Poop Rolls Downhill. Yeah. So what I suggest is you start with your current contact and then you escalate it in the company, and then you can do some searches. So, and find out who. So say you're dealing with an agency. If you can't get a hold of the account manager, then find out who their boss is. And if not, then contact the sponsor, and then, you know, and just keep going up. And LinkedIn is where I've done the best work. I had to hunt down a prize from Gatorade, and I knew it was an agency. And I literally started messaging every single account manager in there saying, who has the Gatorade account? Who's in charge of the Gatorade account? We're missing a prize. I became a pain in the butt. And what do you know? Canada Post, so I guess they put in a claim because we were missing the prize. And Canada Post called me, I guess, calling to see if we, like, did they get it? And we're just saying that. Oh, I was so angry at that poor man at Canada Post. And he's like, oh, okay. And then next day, late at night, because we went out and we got home and there was a box on our porch that looked like it had been to Timbuktu and back. Thankfully, the prize inside was fine. But yeah, I got it. And so you can start knocking on some doors there. So go read Poop Rolls Downhill. I go through step by step what you can do. But you basically have to start escalating it. Okay, so let's see what we've got. I'm missing a lot of comments here. Oh, we were just talking about that. Sandy says, I won a $200 booster juice pack for me and a friend. I wasn't that friend. I love winning prizes when I win for a friend too. Actually, so do I. It's so fun to share, right? Okay. Let's see. Okay, answered that question about international. Same receipt. Okay, I scrolled back too far. Oops. Oh, yeah, Bill says this is his first sweepstakes convention and to meet some of you crazy people in person. It is. I tell you, I felt at home. You're very curious. You'll have to report back to me, Bill, because when I went to my very first convention back in 2005, I felt like I'd come home and that I my soul group. I found my soul group. I don't even know how to explain it. It was here. I knew it here. These were my people. So I'm interested to see if you feel like you know everybody intuitively when you come to the convention and you're also with your soul tribe. Because it is fun. Like, that's separate from just the whole fun experience of it. Yeah, see, I do better with local contests in the US. I know I will never. Oh, no. No. We are, Helene Hatzel would say, cancel. Delete. If you say, I will never win a trip to Disney World, you will never win a trip to Disney World. I want you to start entering contests to Disney World and say, I'm having a change of fortune. I wonder how long it's going to take me to win a trip to Disney World. I wonder if this is the one that's going to win. This is exciting. And think that every time you enter, oh, I'm winning a trip to Disney World. I just don't know if it's this one, or this one. But I am winning a trip to Disney World. If you change that, you watch. It'll happen. I don't know when, but it will happen. Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't like scanning the logo. Hard to scan. Oh, I do have a tip for you. Where did I put it? Oh, it's in the box over there. What I did was, because the can's curved, after I finished drinking the drink, I cut the can and flattened the logo, and it made it easier to scan. But I tried that with the Coke one, and that didn't work. It only worked with the Rockstar one. So it depends on the contest. Try that. Healing Mind says, do you play the lottery as you expect to win? Any tips? I don't, but I do have an interesting story. So I was watching Pat Mahone with Mark, is it McCannon? Oh my gosh, I'm mucking up his last name. He's known as as Recalculator on Instagram and TikTok. And he did a TikTok live and then he posted it on YouTube. And I was really happy because I missed it on TikTok. And so I was listening to Pat, and Pat said, so I'm working away. I'm doing my little thing in my office, and it's almost like a podcast in the background. And Pat said, one of the question I get most, because he's a life coach, the question I get most is, how do I change my reality? And I thought, oh, that's a good question. So I keep my journal on my desk, and I opened it and wrote it down before I forgot. And he said, but in return, what I ask them is, who's asking that question? In other words, which part of you that feels unfulfilled and unhappy with the current 3D reality around you is asking that question? Because that's the part that needs to be worked on to change the 3D reality. I thought, wow, that's such a profound question. So I wrote it down. As I was finished writing, my phone rang. And for some reason, no matter what I did, it wouldn't answer. Like I poked it, I swiped it, nothing. It wasn't answering. It went to voicemail. I'm like, okay. So I go into the voicemail, and I even had to reboot my phone for that to work. So something wonky was going on. I get the voicemail, and it said I had won from a text contest $100 in Lotto Max tickets. And I thought, oh my God, I literally just said to the universe, how do I change my reality? And I won lottery tickets. I'm like, oh my God, I'm winning. I did win. Sadly, it was only $7. I'm like, really? How could I ask that question, win $100 in Lotto Max tickets, and then only win $7? Seriously? But that was interesting. So Helene has tips, and I have done some TikToks on this. I'm going to be doing a live stream on how she thinks you should play the lottery. It's in her book. It's on page 150 of the Name It and Claim It game. I don't know where it is in the Kindle. You have to scroll for that. But it's in the latter half of the book. But basically her idea is you have to see yourself with the jackpot. And then the other thing, and it's not Helene, is there's a video on YouTube by Bashar about winning the lottery. And it's really fascinating because he says, don't worry about the numbers, whether you pick them or the computer picks them. What you do is you visualize yourself at the end that you have the winning numbers, and you just bend reality so that you have the winning numbers. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of mind blowing. Go check it out. It's like a 10 or 12-minute video. I'm not doing it justice here. So go check that out, because if I had the answer on how to win the lottery, I wouldn't be doing these live streams. I would have won the 70 million, and I'd be basking on a beach right now. Oh, yeah, this one's tough. I haven't won in a long time. I got discouraged and hadn't entered. I had a big win about 6 years, though. Well, what I suggest when you're trying to get back into the hobby, focus on single entry sweepstakes, and because then it's one and done, so you're not expending too much energy, and you have even odds with everybody else. And then focus on the local ones, because your odds of winning are better. And that might help you get back into the swing of things without spending an inordinate amount of time entering, nationals. Oh, yeah. I have to learn not to buy products for entries on separate receipts. Yeah, and then don't get rid of them. We went to the grocery store and ended up buying 3 products. And then I came home and I discovered that there's a contest. I'm like, where's the receipt? George says, I threw it away. We don't need to keep the grocery receipts. I'm like, oh, how many times have I told you keep all the receipts? Because you never know. I keep all the receipts for my business. And this is what I'm trying to teach you. Keep all the receipts, because 1, you don't know what you're going to need. 2, if you're in the habit of always keeping the receipt, when you get an important business receipt, you're automatically going to get it. You're less likely to forget an important business receipt. And then also for things that you buy, if you keep them, you think, oh, I just bought a pair of shoes, I don't need to keep the receipt. And then 3 weeks later, something goes wrong with them and you should be able to return them. You don't have the receipt anymore. I can't tell you the number of times I have literally in my accounting box, I have a folder called unclaimable receipts. So anything that I can't claim, like, I just went and bought a pair of pants or my groceries or whatever, I throw the receipt in there, and I have dug back into that folder to find a receipt to take something back or exchange it or whatever. it's a very good idea just to keep all your receipts, because you can enter the surveys at the bottom. You can potentially enter a contest, and you can you might I had 3 reasons. Oh my gosh, the train just went right off the tracks. But just keep all your receipts. It's a good habit. Whew. I can't get into TikTok, not sure why, just not interested. And that's okay. You don't have to be interested. That's the point. You have to make the hobby yours. I love TikTok, but you might love Instagram, or you might love Twitter, or you might prefer doing creative contests because you're a fabulous baker. You have to make the hobby yours, because when you are having fun, that's when you win. The minute it feels like work or a burden or you're done with it, stop, because you're not going to win. You're not putting out winning energy. It's not worth it. So yeah, don't do TikTok. If you don't like it, don't do it. I haven't had any luck with Rockstar. You mean the scanning or the winning? The scanning, I got better after I cut the logo out of the can and squashed it flat. I have not won a $10,000 prize yet. I did win one $25 instant card, but I haven't got any information on it. It just said, hey, keep your eye out. I'm like, so nothing yet. Oh, same problem with Coke. Yeah, I just gave up. Right now in the U.S., if you answer a Dairy Queen survey, you can get a dairy-free ice cream. Oh, hello. Free is also good. We love free. What I taught my daughter is, what's better than ice cream? Free ice cream. Same with pizza.
I didn't understand that.
Oh my gosh. Why is Google just talking to me on my phone? If a sweep has a car prize with a cash option, but it says you have to travel to pick up the card, you have to travel to pick up the cash option. I don't know. That you'd have to ask the sponsor. If there's nothing in the rules, probably not, because clearly they don't want to ship a car across the country. They want you to come get it. But cash, they could just FedEx it to you. As a marketer, I wouldn't make somebody travel for cash. I'm fed up with winning some great prizes, and certain other people expect that they will benefit without any contribution whatsoever. Oh, you mean like Moochie family? Yeah, I am blessed. I do not have that problem. But yeah, just let them know in uncertain terms, set a boundary. You didn't do any of the work. I did the work. I won the prize. I'm gonna take so-and-so, or I'm gonna use it for myself, or whatever. Oh yeah, 3 weeks in, George was co-opted into contesting. Well, it was his choice, and he laughs. Like, so for example, earlier this year, when I first started dating the first summer, when I went pin code hunting, he kept saying to me, you should be focusing on work. And I go, look, I can either pay money and go to the gym to exercise, or I can get up early, go walk around the neighborhood for free, get codes, and possibly win stuff. So why would I spend money when I can benefit, and I'm getting healthy, and I'm actually out in the fresh air instead of inside at a gym? Like, oh my gosh, I live where it's cold, and I hate going out in the cold. So this is my chance to get out every day and get fresh air. And he was grumbly about it all summer. And then at the end of the summer, that's when I won the trip. So it was summer 2018. And then at the end of the summer, I won a trip to Florida, which we took the following spring. And so then the next summer, when I was out code hunting, he'd put, and some days I'd drag my butt, or I wouldn't want to get out of bed. And he'd be like, hey, you need to go code hunting. And now for my code hunting, we have a hot tub in the back. So then in the this year, I was going to enter the Super Bowl contest, because I said, oh, I'm gonna win one of those trips. And he's like, I'm like, get me the Super Bowl, the American Super Bowl, because I want the American commercials, because we have internet TV. So he found me the feed because he wanted to watch the Super Bowl. So he found the American feed for me. And I sat there the whole time just entering like a crazy person. And he's just shaking his head at me because I'm like taking pictures and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So while the commercials were on, I'm snapping pictures. While the game was on, I was entering. I wasn't even paying attention. I hardly had any time to even eat my pizza because we did homemade pizza. And my fingers were getting greasy in my phone, and I'm like trying to clean my phone. It was hilarious. He sat there watching me for 4 hours. I'm like furiously entering. And then he's like, okay, the game is over. You need to stop. But you had till midnight. I think it was like 10:30. And I'm thinking, I have an hour and a half. I can still enter, but I didn't. Anyway, so he's like, I'm turning off the TV. You're done. And then the next day I didn't win. And then on the Tuesday morning I won. So I came out and I go, I won. And he just looks at me and he's like, just shakes his head like, you are a crazy woman. And okay, I will go with you on this trip. So that's why he just lets me do it, because he sees the benefit, but he still thinks it's odd and weird. And he just shakes his head at me. Oh, Michael says, I won my brother $5,000 with the understanding he was surprised and half. Instead, he gave me. Oh, well, that was very generous of him. That was lovely. See, not all relatives are jerky. Oh, you must have a great relationship with your brother. How nice. Oh, yes. Okay. So value review. I've been doing this for 14 years, won a lot of prizes. It used to be I would win a ton of prizes from October to November. And I think people were busy with the holidays and school functions. Yes, some people do really, really well in December because it's like I call it sweepstakes season, because every company you can imagine is doing Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, online giveaways. Like, it's crazy season, and they're doing daily giveaways, like 24 days of, by you, are you referencing people in the northern hemisphere? Pretty much everybody. Like, the hobby is global, so you have to follow the rules of your country, because every country has different promotional laws. I actually even tell companies, when they're writing the rules, they need to have them vetted by a promotional lawyer. Like, you can't get your Uncle Fred who does estate law to write promotion. Like, there's corporate law, there's entertainment law, there's estate law, there's family law, there's promotional law. It's a separate entity on its own. And I was interviewing one company, and they had a lawyer on staff, and her whole job, she would write approximately 400 to 500 sets of rules per year for their clients. That was her job. She just wrote rules. It's a very specific niche, and they're written in favor of the sponsor. So if it had to go to court, then they would win. Oh my gosh, it is going to be 9:00, and I have a client live stream in like 1 minute. Okay, so let's go through all these, and then I'm going to sign off hastily. Oh my God, there's so many good questions. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. Oh, fantastic. Good. Walt Disney World or bust. Yes, and I'm sending you Tinkleberry. Who's Tinkleberry? Tinkerbell Fairy energy. Okay, what takes place at the convention? Basically, first of all, you can go to my blog. I have a whole description of it because it goes into more detail with pictures. You can see what happens at previous years. But basically, 500 to 1,000 sweepers hang out together for the weekend. So first of all, there's a lot of fellowship. Then we have speakers that talk on different topics, just like this, but more focused. Like, so they pick one topic, because I'm answering just all different types. So they'd pick maybe TikTok giveaways, and they would just talk on that for like 20 minutes, half an hour demo. There's usually screens, projectors, computers, all that stuff. They can demo things, give a proper speak, and in between they give away prizes. So it's basically prizes, learning, and a ton of fun with your friends. That's the short form. But yeah, if you go to my blog post, I write it all out. Yes, positive thinking is the key. It absolutely is the key. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah. Oh, you're ready for convention. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to be giving those out at the convention too. And I'm making up little prize packs. I just did some with some chocolate bars. I'm going to be hiding. I've got to talk to Tom Cavalli because he did something last year with little ducks. And when people found the duck and found him, they won a prize. So I'm going to be hiding and giving away little fairy dust packages. And then when you find me, you can win some larger Canadian prizes. Like, so all my sweeping buddies that come to the virtual contest club meetings were filling me in, and I was quizzing them on what to buy. And so like Kraft peanut butter, an assortment of chocolate bars, maybe some ketchup chips. Actually, I should go out and get some of the limited edition Doritos, ketchup Doritos. Ooh, I should do that before they run out because they are limited edition. They won't be in the stores for long. So I'm going to do that. Oh, see, I always enter contests and thinks I'll win it. Positive vibes. I do too. I love what shows up. Yeah, maybe if you'd taken 7 and bought a ticket, would you have won? Did I do that? I think I did. And then I kept the $1 and then it didn't win. Because it was $6 with Encore. Oh, that's very interesting. I'm in it to win it. I don't know. I'd have to search to see if she's actually real. Because PCH has the absolute worst odds. It's 1.2 billion to 1 to win. Okay. When I buy my $2 lottery ticket, I think what I'll do with the money is if I'd won it. Yeah. And sometimes I buy when I'm lucky. I did the other day. I bought a $2 scratcher. I won $6. I was like, hey, I knew I was feeling lucky. And then I kept the $6. Oh, right. This is a good tip by Lana. I enter book contests when I'm not winning and find the odds good. It's like priming the winning pump. Yes, because the best time to win is right when you win. I used to take sales training. I used to do online sales. And they always said to us, the best time to make a sale is right after you've made a sale because you're in that sales vibration and you're like, yeah, I just closed a sale. And so you start calling more potential customers. Because you're already in that vibe. It's the same thing. If you've won a prize, go and enter. I need to start doing those receipt surveys. Yeah, I don't do them often. I have had people message me and tell me they've won from them. So they do work. Like I know people that have won the $1,000 from Walmart. And I think the $500 from Home Depot. I have a good positive thinking story. A few years ago, I went shopping for a new living room set. I didn't buy it that day and brought them home with a picture. There must be more to this story. And and every morning I'd look at the picture and said out loud, I don't know how, but I'm bringing you home before Christmas. About 6 weeks later, I won enough cash in the local raffle to buy the couch. Oh my God. See, I don't know how, but you'll be here before Christmas. Don't worry about the how. Someone could have bought it and just delivered it as a Christmas present. You don't worry about the how. That's fantastic. Can you do keyword searches on TikTok for sweeps? I haven't found them to be successful, but you can try. Okay. Yep. And it was in the house for Christmas. Oh my God. I love that story. I did something similar once years ago. I gotta wrap this up, but this is so good. We were supposed to be going on a trip and it ended up getting canceled. So then I was back to entering sweepstakes for the period that we would have been traveling. So I was cognizant of the dates and didn't enter any giveaways that would have to take place while we're away because it's a waste of my time and the sponsor's time. So when the trip got canceled, I started going back and entering all the contests. Well, there was one to win a trip to I entered to win tickets to see Simple Plan in Toronto. And I said to the computer after I entered, because it was like the last day to enter, I said, see you guys soon. And then a week later, I ended up entering a different contest, and we won a trip to the closing ceremonies of the Winter Olympics in Whistler, BC. So in 2006, when they were having the ceremony and the torch was coming from Torino, Italy. I believe it's pronounced Torino, Italy, to Whistler, BC in Canada. And so we were in the crowd that was cheering. So we're in BC and we're in this VIP area and they're serving us drinks and it's outside, there's heaters and there's a concert. And who comes out on stage is Simple Plan. And then afterwards, they took us backstage and we met the band and got an autographed picture. I had no idea they were going to be there. And I literally said, see you guys soon. So I met them, I saw them in concert. I didn't even know I was going to meet them. That wasn't part of the other prize. So yeah, you just don't know. Okay, let's see. I got to wrap this up. I love doing mail-in entries. Have good luck with them. Yeah. So follow up. What is good? His brother's a good egg. Yeah, clearly. You're lucky. Some people. I also blessed with good siblings. Okay. I'm just seeing if there's any information. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. The convention must be so much fun. Yes, and if you can ever, if it's ever in your budget, come. I don't know where it's going to be next year. Do you recommend certain sweepstakes newsletter? No, and I'll tell you why. Because what I like might not be what you like, and there's different formats. So what I say is, you go through and you poke around, and you check out all the different ones and see what format you like. I do suggest that you pay for the free. If it's freemium, then pay the extra. So, for example, Sweeps Atlas. You can check out all the sweepstakes free, but if you want to use all the great features, extra features his site has, then there's a fee for that. And the sites do it because it's not free for them to host and to maintain the site and to update the software that runs the site and all that stuff. So if you like a site, then pay the extra for it or the subscription, because that's how they cover their cost. Because the internet might be free for you to use, but it's not free for us. Like I pay a webmaster, I pay my hosting, I pay my email service. I pay, it adds up. Okay, last thing, and then I got to go. Same with wedding anniversary cruise and a Paris holiday. My husband complained that we never travel anywhere, and I went on my trip to Paris, paid a deposit on a cruise to New Zealand. My husband asked how will we pay for the cruise. I told him I had no idea, and then I won $5,000 and $500 in 2 competitions. Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah, I have no idea. It's going to be covered. Don't worry about it. Yes, OLS was online dash sweepstakes, and it went the way of the dodo bird, unfortunately. So I'm going to wrap it up. Every comment is in for a prize. I'm going to be catching up on drawings this week. It's been very, very busy around here, and so I'm going to catch up on those. And I have the Good Vibrations Club. I've got to catch up on that. And now I got to go put my other crown on and do some work. I know. So until, go check out my event calendar, because I share when I'm doing all my free events and when I'm doing the club meetings and when I'm doing my classes. And actually I haven't put it on yet, but this coming Saturday, I'm going to be on TikTok with Monica, AKA Guru Grit, who's an astrologer. And we're going to be talking generic astrology and stuff. And then we're going to pick a date to have her on with the Contest Queen. And we're going to be talking about your lucky stars. I know, I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I will see you guys next time, and check my events calendar, because that's where you'll find me.